Hey, I'm glad you can make it. You clicked on this link because you recognize your capability and worthiness, understanding that you desire and deserve a life far greater than the one that you're currently experiencing. You may even have an underlying awareness that time is of the essence. And if you don't start living out God's calling for your life, well, you may not be met one day with those cherished words, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that you're watching this video is of no coincidence, because it is your time to shine, or rather, your time to allow God to shine through you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to explain to you how you can start living out your purpose and how in just 12 weeks, you can achieve your personal, physical, professional, and even spiritual goals. So find a comfortable place to relax and grab a notebook and a pen because you're going to want to take some notes. I will be right here if you need to push pause. All right, I'd like for us to try a little exercise. Close your eyes. Visualize or imagine now your best self. That's right. Take a deep cleansing breath in. And allow that vision to come forth in your mind's eye of your best self. What do you look like? What is your physique like? Do you look muscular in tone and healthy? Perhaps you have a nice color to your skin, a nice healthy glow. What kind of attire are you wearing as your best self? Take a moment and visualize your best self. That's right. All right, now in your mind's eye, visualize or imagine what you're doing as your best self. What is it that brings you the greatest joy? The thing that you're actually very gifted at and have a natural knack for. What is it that you're doing as your best self? Visualize doing this in your mind's eye. That's right. Focus on your breathing as well. Deep cleansing breath in and out. Wonderful. And now imagine, if you can, a white light coming down from the sky and going right into the crown of your head. Imagine if you can feel that white light permeating every cell in your body. You might feel a light tingling sensation as that light permeates every cell in your body. That's right, filling you with a vibrant energy, a special, unique energy. That's right. And now visualize or imagine, if you can, a crowd of people all looking up at you, smiling as they watch you doing what you love most and doing it very, very well. That's right. Now visualize or imagine that white light that is shining now through you. And now it is flowing out to everyone in the crowd. Visualize or imagine that wonderful experience of that same white light that shone down on you from the sky and is now shining forth on everyone in this crowd as they joyously watch you doing what you love best. And now gently open your eyes. Wonderful. Now I want you to take a piece of paper and your pen, and I want you to write down with as much detail as possible what you just experienced and how you looked and how you felt and what you were doing. Write down with as much detail as possible. Go ahead and push pause because this is important. All right. So now that you have written down what you just experienced as your best self, you have now made that a tangible reality. Congratulations. That's the very first step into becoming your best self and fulfilling your God-given purpose. You can touch that paper. You can even crinkle it up if you'd like. It's tangible, it's real, and it is your first step to becoming your best self. Got one more little exercise for you. Close your eyes again. And with your eyes closed, take a deep cleansing breath in. I want you to ask yourself what it is that you believe is holding you back from being your best self. Just think about that for a moment. All right, now open your eyes. And again, I want you to take another sheet of paper, and I want you to write down with as much detail as possible what you believe it is holding you back from becoming your best self. Push pause again if you need to. All right. Now I want you to take that piece of paper that you listed all the things that are causing you, that are holding you back from being your best self, and I want you to just rip it up, rip it in half, and then rip it in half again, and then rip it in half again. Rip it into little pieces, and then I want you to just throw it in the air and say, I am free from those limitations. It's okay, make a mess. You'll clean it up later. Or if you need to push pause and clean it up now, that's fine. I get it. I don't like a mess either. Do you feel how wonderful that felt? Your limitations are now little confetti that are going to be swept up and thrown in the trash. You are becoming free from those limitations and are moving closer to your best self as we speak. Congratulations, you're just about halfway there, believe it or not. You know, the remarkable thing about being in the middle of your life's journey is the profound realization that the essence of life transcends all superficialities. Over the years, you've undoubtedly cultivated a deeper sense of self-worth, growing increasingly comfortable in your own skin. And additionally, you've acquired a treasure trove of knowledge and wisdom, equipping you with insight to impart upon the world. However, the challenge arises when you may be met with societal expectations that imply that it's too late in the game to get started, or that even if you did possess the belief that you can achieve greater heights than ever before, that you wouldn't know where to start. This feeling of being lost in the vast expanse of possibilities can easily deter us from taking that first step towards our goals, which of course results in staying in that mundane and monotonous way of life, as if you're chained to familiarity. If I've just described you, well, I want you to take another deep breath in. This time look up and say, thank you. Because you are exactly where you need to be at this exact moment. I'm going to tell you how you can overcome that uncertainty and acquire a conqueror's mindset and start living out your dreams in real time, regardless of where you're at in your life's journey. I'm Dawn Richey, Christian life coach, master hypnotherapist, published author, published songwriter, and the proud founder of Dawn's New Light, a sanctuary of transformation where we help guide individuals like you in uncovering God's calling on your life. And we help you meticulously map out a plan for its achievement, guiding you, supporting you, and motivating you along the way. As far back as I can recall, I've had the spirit of that of a helper. I remember even in elementary school, if I've ever witnessed anyone being bullied or picked on, I would jump in and defend them, even if it meant me being picked on and bullied myself. As I matured, I would never walk away from someone who was downtrodden or hurt. I'd remain by their side until I could lift their spirits somehow. And it became my life's mission to instill belief in others when they didn't believe in themselves. So upon graduating from high school, I pursued a fitting path to become a psychologist, simultaneously working as a fitness trainer to finance my education. And it was during my daily interactions with my clients at the gym that I had a profound realization. You see, after just a few sessions, I taught them everything they needed to know about fitness and their diet and their workout routine. But they continued to pay me top dollar for my services. And it made me realize that it wasn't my expertise in fitness theory or in calisthenics that they sought, but rather my ability to motivate them and to encourage them and to hold them accountable towards reaching their goals. But after a few years, I got tired of counting reps all day long. All right, give me 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Day in and day out. I wanted to continue motivating people and encouraging people and helping people, but I wanted to do so on a deeper level and a more meaningful level where my clients can get lifelong results. And so I delved into my ministry and got more involved in matters of the mind. After obtaining my degree in psychology, I had a serendipitous encounter with a friend of mine who I remember suffered from the worst migraine headaches, chronic migraine headaches, and eventually even the strongest painkillers stopped working for her. So when I saw her again after a while and she was just completely pain-free and happy, I asked her what she did for her headaches, and she said she saw a hypnotherapist. And I'm like, wow, that's interesting. I never would have thought that a hypnotherapist can help with headaches. And I thought to myself, maybe I can go see a hypnotherapist to help me with my focus. My challenge in life is that I take on so many projects because I'm so passionate about so many things, and I can easily find my focus wavering. So I went and saw a hypnotherapist, and he really helped me with my focus. And he also gave me an audio session that I can take home and listen to every time I feel like my focus is wavering, and it helps me to get back on track. I became so intrigued in hypnotherapy after that I became a student of George Kappas, son of the late great John Kappas, the founder of Hypnosis Motivation Institute in LA. And there I learned so much about the subconscious mind. And I learned that most of our waking hours are spent in the subconscious state, and we just don't realize it. And it's our critical factor that makes us or breaks us in life. And I'm going to have to break this down for you. Let me show you guys a diagram about what we call the theory of mind. So this circle represents the power of our mind. The top portion here represents our conscious mind, which constitutes only 12% of the power of our mind. Within the conscious mind, we have our thoughts, our desires, and our voluntary body actions. An example of a voluntary body action would be me tapping my head. I intended to do that. And so my mind sent a signal to my body that made that action take place. The bottom portion represents our subconscious, which constitutes 88% of the power of our mind. Within our subconscious mind reside our primal instincts or our fight or flight responses. We don't need to be taught to run away from a tiger or fight a tiger if it's coming to attack us, right? It's a fight or flight response, and this is part of our subconscious mind. Within the subconscious also reside our past experiences and our involuntary body actions. An example of an involuntary body action would be breathing. While I can consciously be aware of my breathing, like for instance when I say take a deep cleansing breath in, that was a conscious, a voluntary body action, but 99.9% of the time when we're breathing, we're doing so subconsciously. I mentioned earlier the critical filter, which is located here between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And it's exactly that, a critical filter, because it is what makes us or breaks us in life. Let me explain. The critical filter is formed mostly by the time we're 8 years old and is almost completely formed by adolescence. It's everything that we've been taught to believe about ourselves and about the world around us. So here is when we run into challenges. If we have a thought that we want to become a way of life, like if I want to believe I'm beautiful, but that's not in line with what I've been taught to believe about myself, that thought's not going to become a way of life. Or if I have the desire to become wealthy, but all I've ever known was poverty, well then that's not going to pierce through my critical filter and into my subconscious mind, thus becoming a way of life. If I want to be healthy, but all I've ever known was sickness, again, it's not going to pierce through that critical filter and make its way into the subconscious mind where it becomes a way of life. However, there's 3 ways that we can pierce through that critical filter to make our thoughts, desires, and actions a part of life, a way of life. So the first way that we can break through the critical filter is through repetition, doing something over and over and over again until it becomes a way of life or an involuntary body action. Another way that we can pierce through that critical filter is through an attachment to a very strong emotional or physical feeling. For instance, if you touch a hot stove, you only need to do that once to know to never do it again, right? And then the third way to pierce through that critical filter is through hypnosis. Now, hypnosis is an overload of message units which triggers a fight or flight response within the subconscious mind, which then opens the critical filter, making us hyper-suggestible to thoughts or ideas. And now the difference between hypnosis and hypnotherapy is, first and foremost, hypnotherapy is used only for good. I mean, it's a therapy. And also, hypnotherapy is facilitated. The way you pierce through that critical filter via hypnotherapy is through extreme relaxation. And it's through this extreme relaxation that the critical filter opens up, and then the individual becomes hyper-suggestible to positive thoughts and ideas that will benefit their well-being. So hypnotherapy is very fascinating, and I have been practicing hypnotherapy here in Nashville for over 10 years now. I work closely with doctors and surgeons from Vanderbilt University who refer their patients to me when they need to adhere to a strict diet, for instance, that is vital to their well-being, or if after doing a battery of tests on their patients and finding nothing wrong with them physically, and they then conclude that it must be something mental, and so they refer their patients to me to treat them in that instance. A lot of the patients that I get from them who are suffering from pain, I have found that more often than not, it's due to a traumatic loss of a loved one. And yeah, it can be very, very painful physically. In fact, I worked with one gal who couldn't walk for 7 years. She just couldn't walk. And the doctors, checked her thoroughly. Her muscles were fine, her bones were fine. She just couldn't walk. Come to find out, she had suffered the tragic loss of her twin sister. And so they referred her to me. And of course, first and foremost, we prayed, because the true healer is God. And I have learned that God works miracles through Jesus Christ. And so we prayed. And then I did a very deep subconscious reprogramming with her. And she got up and walked out of my office. Amen. That was a very interesting situation. But yes, the majority of my clients, though, they come to see me for anxiety and for overall well-being. And I have found that the majority of the clients that I see, the reason they suffer from anxiety and the reason they suffer from lack of motivation is because they don't have a purpose. And so I do help them through hypnotherapy uncover their divine calling, the divine calling on their lives. But that's when I really got into life coaching, because it takes more than just subconscious reprogramming. I realized I had to create a blueprint and create a program that they needed to follow on a daily basis to make incremental steps to achieving that purpose. So that's why I developed the 12 Weeks to Success program, to bridge the gap between my clients' dreams and their purpose and reality. And the results have been absolutely amazing. I'd like to share with you a couple of success stories that I've had with some of my clients. I had a client named Alma, and I don't normally refer to my clients by their first name, but she loves me talking about this story, so this is an exception. But Alma was in her mid-40s, and she had seen one of my promotional videos on Instagram, and she got in touch with me and she said, I want to become a salsa dancing instructor. She's like, I've always wanted to do it, but I just have never had the time, and I'm just sick of my job. I'm sick of living a life that is so unfulfilling. And I said, okay, well, let's take a look at what your daily routine is like and your weekly routine. So Alma and I got to talking, and she was working 2 jobs at the time. She was doing hair during the day, and then on the weekends, she was also bartending. Whew, girl didn't get much rest. She also had 3 sons, and at the time, they were mid to late teens. I think one of them now is actually going into college, if not graduating. It's been a couple years since I've talked to her. Anyhow, so Alma, again, she came to me wanting to become a salsa dancing instructor. We talked about her daily routine, and she said that she spent almost 2 hours a week folding laundry for her sons and cleaning up. And she spent about an hour every evening making dinner and another hour going to the store to get groceries. And come to find out, you know, she could have delegated doing the laundry for her sons and saved 2 to 3 hours a week. And she could have had her sons help out with dinner. So I started looking at where we can delegate certain things in her life to help save her time and money. I got her on a meal plan. I got her prepping her meals so that she didn't have to spend so much time cooking every night, and so that she didn't have to stress about what she was going to have for dinner, and so that she could save money when she went shopping and save time making trips to the store. So she saved, I think we calculated like $400 a month on groceries because she just streamlined her grocery list every time she would go to the store. We also looked at her financials, and she was spending $300 a month on subscriptions and memberships that she wasn't even using. So we found little pockets of time and ways to save her money that opened up her schedule and allowed her to start working on promoting her new salsa dancing class. She got a studio, by the way. One of my coaches helped her with marketing and helped her with finding a route to open up her studio. And she got in touch with some people who also wanted to open up a dance studio. So I think 5 of them went in, opened up a studio in San Antonio, and she started teaching salsa lessons. And make a long story short, she, within 3 months, it was about 3 months, maybe a little less than 3 months, but she got 15 people to sign up for salsa classes. And she was making $200 per student, teaching 2 classes a week. And I think at this point she has her own studio. But at that time, she had 15 students per class 2 times a week. So that's 15 times 200. That's $3,000 a month for 1 class. So that's $6,000 a month. I couldn't believe it, and she couldn't believe it, and she was very thankful, and I was very happy to have helped her. And that's just one story that I like to share, and she loves for me to share that because she's teaching lessons in San Antonio still. If you're in the area, check her out. So that was Alma, and again, basically what we did, we just sat down and found little pockets of time and ways she could save money to start working towards her goal so that she can phase out the jobs that she didn't like, that didn't bring her joy, and so that she could start doing what she loved and making a very lucrative living doing it. Another example, and I'm just going to call her Betty because she never actually gave me permission to use her name, but Betty was a gal in her mid-70s, and she came to me wanting to help her. She wanted to start a bi-weekly perennial meetup group. And when she first came to me, she was just like completely lost. She's like, I'm in my mid-70s. I don't know where to start. She's like, I don't think anyone's even going to want to come to my meetings. But she says, I'm not getting any younger, and I want to leave a legacy. She's like, I want people to remember me by something. And she says, this is my greatest gift. My green thumb, she said, is my greatest gift, and I want to pass it down, and I want to share my wisdom with others before I die, basically. And so I have a coach who specializes in marketing and kind of really helped her become less intimidated by the, technology and the new ways to promote her business. I had another coach help her with her public speaking presentations. And so little by little, she gained confidence, public speaking, and she learned how to market. But before all that, I really had her, I sat down with Betty and I looked at her strengths. I said, Betty, I know, you think that you're too old or that you can't start this. I said, but do you think that people are going to want to seek counseling on how to grow the most beautiful hydrangeas from a 20-year-old in a mini skirt and a low-cut shirt and 2-inch plastic nails? Or do you think they're going to want to talk to someone who has years and years of experience doing that? And she realized, yeah, she's like, I do have a lot of wisdom, and it helped her understand that she has a lot more to offer than she thinks. I said, furthermore, Betty, I said, you have a wonderful personality. You're very delightful. I said, I could talk to you all day. I think you're a kick. You're fun. And I said, people would love to hear you talk about perennials or whatever. I said, I love your personality. And finally, Betty, I said, you're a woman of God. Okay, so with that comes not only the conviction of knowing that if God's given you a gift, it's your duty to fulfill it. But also with that comes the anointing, because when we align our will with God's will, we have divine forces working on our behalf, making things just kind of fall into place, really. I use the term serendipitous, but it's not really serendipitous. It's God blessing us because our will is in alignment with God's will. And I said, furthermore, Betty, anything that is keeping you from pursuing that purpose is not of God, because God didn't give you a spirit of fear. I said, so you need to rebuke that now. I said, and you need to focus on your purpose. I said, we're going to help you get you with the right people. We're going to get you the right marketing abilities and get you the right marketing tools and the public speaking tools that you need. And we're going to get you speaking at that perennial meeting 2 times a month. And sure enough, within just 2 months, she went to the botanical center in her little town, and she asked if she can host a perennial meeting there. And they were happy to let her do it because it was also giving them exposure. And so it was a beautiful situation. I think within just those 2 months, she had 10 people show up to her first meeting. And I haven't talked to her in a while, but I'm sure she's doing very well. Now, I do know that she has since started a kayak group on Facebook. She loves kayaking, and every time I think of this little 70-year-old woman putting her kayak on the roof of her car, it's so inspiring. But yeah, she started a kayaking group now, and it's really remarkable because once we have that first little taste of success, it's like a snowball effect. We know, we feel, and we have this conviction that whatever the mind can believe and conceive, it can achieve. Now, if Betty had come to me wanting to help her get on the cover of Sports Illustrated Bikini Edition, I wouldn't have told her it was impossible, but I would have said, all right, Betty, well, let's focus on, something that's a little easier to attain within a 12-week period of time. And, that's important too. I don't want anyone to think that, they're going to become president within 12 weeks. We make manageable goals and we go from there. But again, hey, Martha Stewart was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, so anything is possible. So I want to talk to you about the 12 Weeks to Success program because it is extremely powerful and it's extremely effective, and you're guaranteed results.
The introductory package includes a 3-month free membership to the Dawn's New Light interactive app, where you'll have access to free weekly audio hypnotherapy downloads, including the Hypno Weight Loss Program, which is a highly effective custom program designed to reduce cravings, reduce appetite, and increase fitness motivation. It also comes with a diet plan that you can follow for fail-proof results. Click on the link below for a testimonial. The introductory package also includes the 12 Weeks to Success program and planner that will be mailed directly to you. This is a absolutely game-changing, comprehensive program designed to help you reach your personal goals or divine calling, also your health and wellness goals, and increase your finances within just 12 weeks or less. You'll also get an anchoring bracelet, which may not seem like much, but when it's activated in the accompanying downloadable session, it works like a switch. A simple turn on your wrist or on your keychain, for those who don't want to wear it, will trigger a subconscious response within you that will bring your focus back to your goal or your desired outcome and will diffuse your temptations. Finally, you'll also receive the Groove Affirmations album, which is musical mantras that are not only groovy and fun to listen to, but again, work subconsciously to increase your energy, motivation, and stamina as you set sail on the course toward your destiny. This is a $750 value, and I'm going to give it to you for only $250. This program is everything that you need to finally make that transformation that you've always desired, and this is a very small price to pay for results that last. Look, I'm here to solve problems, not create them, and that's why I've made this program affordable for everyone.
Let me tell you, this planner is absolutely game-changing. I went through many prototypes and many failed planners and finally came up with this perfect planner that not only tracks your overall progress toward your goals, but is also designed to improve your life on a holistic level, spiritually, physically, financially, and relationally. You have a space for your 12-week vision board and your 10-year vision board, which is of the utmost importance in programming your mind for success. There's a space to track your monthly expenses and debt, as well as a monthly calendar. A page to paste a before picture of you and an after picture of you. And if you click on the link below, you can enter to win the $10,000 cash prize for the greatest 12-week accomplishment. And I think it's going to be you. There's also a weekly planner and a daily planner. My second favorite part of this planner is the meal planner. It has saved me so many hours going back and forth to the store and cooking, and it has saved me hundreds of dollars a month. Seriously, taking away the stress that comes from trying to figure out what to eat every night is incredible. Better yet, in the back, you'll have a place to list your favorite recipes, which makes life so much easier. However, the most profound and highly effective portion of this planner is the Prosperity Bank Ledger. We don't have enough time for me to go over it in detail, but in short, it's a subconscious reprogramming exercise that will not only help lead you to your goals, but it will also trade bad habits for healthy ones and will also double your income within a year. I know it sounds crazy, but since I started doing this exercise back when I started studying hypnotherapy, I have doubled my income 3 times over and am working on doubling it again. Amen.
Now, the Helping Hands package comes with everything in the introductory package, plus 2 20-minute coaching sessions every week for 12 weeks as you complete your program. While the accompanying downloadable hypnotherapy sessions work to motivate you as you complete your journey towards success, it can be beneficial to have a helping hand that can guide you in areas that you're unfamiliar with. It can also be helpful to have someone hold you accountable to make the necessary incremental steps that can be challenging. If this sounds like you, well then the Helping Hands package is what you need. And myself and our seasoned coaches here love to help others reach their goals and fulfill their callings. This incredible package is valued at $3,500, which is in itself a great deal, considering the degree of transformation that will take place, yielding lifelong results. But we're offering it to you for a limited time for just $14.99, which you can break down into 3 easy payments of $4.99.
Little tip, most people like to schedule their sessions when it's time to plan their week.
Now, the Sidekick package is everything in the introductory package, plus 3 20-minute coaching sessions per week for 12 weeks. Again, this package is helpful for those wanting more of a personal approach in the program and who like the assistance of a coach on a more frequent basis. This package is valued at $4,500, but again, for a limited time, we are offering it at an affordable price of just $2,250, which can be broken down into 3 easy payments of $750. And finally, we have the Ultimate Package, which is the best deal when you consider the degree of transformation that is going to take place amongst all these packages. Because with the Ultimate Package, you'll receive everything in the introductory and the helping hands packages. So you're going to get the 2 20-minute coaching sessions every week for 12 weeks. Plus, you're going to get 12 custom-tailored hypnotherapy sessions, which is once per week for 12 weeks. And this is when I can really help address not only your needs as you navigate your way through fulfilling your calling and reaching your goals, but it's also a way that I can help you with any personal challenges that you may be experiencing. And again, this is going to be the most transformational because these are custom tailored uniquely for you. And as I mentioned earlier, through hypnosis, I'm able to break through and even clear out all the gunk clogging up your critical filter so that you can become who you were destined to be. And now this is a $6,500 value, which again, in itself is a small price to pay when you consider the lifelong results and how much it's going to benefit your life, your entire life. But we're offering it for a limited time for only $39.99. And you can also break that up into 3 easy payments of $13.33. And again, we're here to solve problems. We're not here to create them. We wanted to make this affordable for everyone. And again, considering the degree of transformation that's going to be taking place, this is a really good deal.
Remember, at Dawn's New Light, we are dedicated to unlocking your potential one subconscious shift at a time. I look forward to hearing from you. God bless.